Good morning to all esteemed dignitaries and my fellow research scholar. I am Madhusmita Oja, research scholar, Acharya Nagarjuna University, Department of Education. Today I am here to present my research paper, and the title of the paper is The Effectiveness of Project-Based Model, Academic Achievement and Motivation of Social Science Students under the guidance of Professor T. Suruparani. Moving to the next slide, here it is the introduction. Um, in introduction, the old education system was teacher centric, which is mean teacher is the responsible for transferring knowledge to students. But in 21st century, new age classroom need new technique method like project-based learning is a part of blended learning. So blended learning is a combination of face-to-face model, face-to-face and online model, learning model. So project-based learning is one of the most effective student-centric approaches in which the student complete the project based on the real life world. John Dewey is the founder of project-based education. So moving to the next slide, here is the importance of the studies. Like the 21st century learning skills include the critical thinking, problem-based solving, creativity, collaboration, and communications. According to the Belanka, the 21st century skill can best be achieved by the using project-based learning. The contribution to the employability project-based helps in enhance the key skill of 21st century in the students. Those are sick by the employers. So many educators are all, of the opinion that project-based learning can be implemented with all the type of students irrespective of their ability and proficiency. Project-based learning develop their global thinkers who are engaged in global project that is requirement for the new generation. Moving to the next slide, here the literature reviews. According to the book, project-based learning is the innovative approach that is based on the solution to the problem. According to the Fox, project-based learning is a based on constructive approaches, increase both achievement and motivation of the students, and other researchers have found out that previously study shown that importance of project-based in improving student achievement and motivation. So, moving to the next slide, here is the significance of the studies. So, many researcher on project-based learning is done, but most of them are conducted in the field of medical and science. According to Thomas, there is very limited research have done in the field of social science, and more. According to Strobel, more empirical evidence is required to the student effectiveness in project-based learning. And there are very few studies carried out in the field of social science with project-based learning. So researchers found that the conflictory result, sometimes positive or no effect for the effectiveness of project-based learning. The study will show effect of the project based on academic and motivation using mixed method. Moving to the next slide, here the objective of the study. There are three objectives as well as my hypothesis of my research paper. One is to find out is there any significant difference between academic achievement of experimental and control group using project-based learning, to analyze is there any significant difference between academic motivation of experimental group and control group using project-based learning, to collect the qualitative data about the effectiveness of project-based learning with the support the finding of quantitative data. It is related to academic achievement and motivation of the study. Here is the methodology. For this method, I will use the embedded experimental pattern, which is type of mixed method. Um, in this method, first of quantitative data collected and analyzed for the purpose of research as per the objective. Thereafter, qualitative data will be collected and analyzed to support and finding to the quantitative data. Moving to the next slide is the research design. Uh, to study will follow the embedded. The study will follow the embedded experimental design, and there are 5 steps in the research design, as we can see. The first step is collection of quantitative data, analyze of the pretest data. Then step number 2 is the treatment will be applied, and the third is collection of quantitative data and analyze the post-test data, and step number 4 is the collection of a qualitative data and analyze, and the step number 5 is final result and interpretation of the data. Moving to this next slide is the sampling. So in this study, there are two groups will be formed, that are experimental and control group, and in both group consist of 30 students each, and the purposive sampling will be used for analyze the sampling process. And in experimental group, first we have to done the pre-test, treatment, and post-test. In control group, first I have to done that pre-test. There is no treatment and post-test. Moving to the next slide, here the data collection. In the data collection will be collected through the four step, like the data collection through primary source of data. It includes 4 steps, and the first draft questionnaire prepared and reviewed by the expert opinion and pilot study. Based on the expert reviews, the 30 final question will be prepared, and internal reliability will be measured to test the data. And the second one is academic motivation skill. uh, uh, to it has a 28 item, that is liquor type marking that measure various parameter of the motivation. And and the third step is qualitative data collection through the semi structure interview. Draft question prepared and reviewed to the expert, and final interview will be formed. And the fourth one is qualitative data collection through in-class activities and structure observation. The observation control form will be developed, and the form consists of 12 item liquor type marking. After expert opinion, that form will be finalized. In-class activity will conducted both experimental and control group. Observation will be done as per the now form. Moving to the next slide, here the data analysis. The data analysis is done in two parts. First is qualitative, first is quantitative data analysis, and the other is qualitative data analysis. In quantitative data analysis, the SPSS software will be used for the data analysis as per the following two conditions. The quantitative data analysis has two conditions. First of all, first is the pre and post data are scores shown normally distributed, independent. If there is normally distributed, then we'll go for the independent sample t test, and one way ANCOVA will be used. um, yeah, and the second condition is, if the pre or post score will not normally distributed, then we'll go for to the Manhattan U test and Welch test. And if I talk about the qualitative data analysis, that qualitative data will be collected through the semi-structured interview of the teacher and student of the experimental group. In class activity will be perform both experimental and control group. Observation will be done. um, Moving to the next slide is the expected finding and results. Since it is a research proposal, therefore it will discuss about the expected result that could be possible, and the expected findings for both academic achievement and motivation um, of the students. There is no difference between pre-test score and of experimental and control group. And the second one is significant difference will be found between post-test score of experimental and control group. Based on the qualitative findings shows that project-based learning will increase the academic achievement and motivation of the students. And the fourth one is qualitative data support the finding of quantitative data. Moving to the next slide, here is the conclusion. Uh, In my experimental research, it has shown the effectiveness of project-based learning model on social sciences courses in the term of academic achievement and motivation. This project-based model will add a new dimension to the teaching, and in project-based practices increase the academic achievement and academic motivation level of the social science students. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share the videos. Thank you so much.